Trump's friendliness and genial attitude at this press conference, because this weekend ABC News agreed to pay $16 million, including legal fees, to settle a defamation lawsuit brought by Trump against the network and their anchor, George Stephanopoulos. And that obviously will not be the end of this campaign against the media, a legal campaign against the media. We heard him go after many other news outlets today. Take a listen. This is wildly ridiculous.
Well, one of the things to keep in mind here is that Donald Trump feels like he won. I mean, this weekend, by having a settlement with ABC, one that many people did not think was going to come to fruition. They thought that this would end up in court, or that it would certainly not be a settlement in which ABC paid $16 million and issued a public apology, which was part of this, has been a situation which has empowered and emboldened.
I understand that the jury's reached a verdict. Is that correct?
Correct. Pardon me?
I said I understand you all have reached a verdict.
We have.
All right. You have the verdict form with you?
I do.
Can you hand that to the bailiff, please?
I will.
In the Circuit Court of the 14th Judicial Circuit in Fort Bay County, Florida, case number 22608CA, Zachary Young, plaintiff versus Cable News Network, Inc., defendant. Verdict form number 1. Do you find by the greater weight of the evidence that defendant CNN committed defamation per se against plaintiff Zachary Young? Yes.
Jake Tapper is trying to frame it like this is an attack on the media. Well, if it was an attack, the case wouldn't have resulted in you having to pay money. Like it would have just been, it fell flat on its face. But the fact that it went to court and they found you guys liable enough to where you have to pay a fine and punitive damages, that would make it a real case. And then that should make where the media has to clean up their act.
The last one, ABC, when they paid $16 million, it was a settlement. So that means they didn't even go to court. They settled
it. That because they
in
knew.
Court?
No, they settled it in court. They just said, look, we're just gonna settle. We're gonna pay. We're gonna pay.
Okay.
That's basically them admitting their wrongdoing. Because if they was not guilty, they would have fought it.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, that's hilarious. But this one, the judge said, "No, y'all guilty. $5 million."
Yeah.
But the other one, ABC said, "Yeah, we know we wrong. We gonna pay 16."
Yeah, that was the one with Nancy Mace where he was saying Trump's a racist. He's a
weird. That was super weird. How can y'all say that anything is disinformation when you guys are clearly spreading disinformation because you guys are paying for it?
It's so exposed that they're gonna try to find a way to fix this before we even get back to this point again.
They're doing stuff that they said in the past. So if we keep going back to the past, we might get to $1 billion from the disinformation they have spread. Because this is one case. This is from a Navy guy. This is from jury finds CNN committed defamation against Navy veteran.
Now that I feel like Trump is in office, they're going to find ways so they could protect people and actually do stuff the right way. I feel like, I don't know if he probably is or not, because we haven't seen nothing to this extent. And then we seen social media being pushed in majority of the past.
Well, they got to clean up their act. The point here is they're going to be paying a lot in damages.
CNN guilty of defamation more than 2 years after a security contractor sued the network for a report they did on the high costs of evacuating people from Afghanistan. Wow. In that November 2021 report, CNN described Navy veteran Zachary Young's work evacuating Afghans after the Taliban retook power 3 months prior. The network alleged he quoted high prices to evacuate people who were in fear of their lives. Young argued his reputation and business were destroyed after the network showed his face on screen during their report on high fees and a black market related to smuggling desperate Afghans out of the country. And the jury agreed. They concluded that the network's report was materially false and made with negligence. Young was awarded $5 million for lost business opportunities. The jury also awarded punitive damages. Now, that amount won't be decided until after jurors hear testimony about CNN's financial value.
That's just one case. We know how many times they've lied.
Hold on. So CNN reported about him helping Afghanis.
Yeah, and they basically was saying he was overcharging them. But they said that the fact that they claimed that he overcharged him and showed pictures of him doing the job destroyed his reputation and his business. So he sued their ass.
That's bad.
That's very bad. Sounds like they got what they deserved.
Yeah, it can go on and on, guys. I mean, it can go on. Hitler, they need about $1 billion for that one. I mean, that one shocked the world. And he still won. That's what's insane. Imagine if they didn't call him Hitler. Because I asked some people, do y'all believe he's really Hitler, bro? Some people will say yes. So I feel like that's give him $500 million for that one. Nah, this story's insane though.
If he was Hitler, he wouldn't left the office.
CNN's so crazy.
5 million? You think 5 million is enough?
Do you find by the greater weight of the evidence that defendant CNN committed defamation per se against plaintiff Zachary Young? Yes. Number 2, do you find by the greater weight of the evidence that defendant CNN committed defamation by implication against plaintiff Zachary Young? Yes. Number 3, what is the total amount of plaintiff Zachary Young's damages for both lost earnings in the past and for the loss of his earning capacity in the future, reduced by the amount that plaintiff could have earned from comparable employment? 4 million. Number 4, what is the total amount of plaintiff Zachary Young's damages for pain and suffering, mental anguish, inconvenience, injury to reputation, and loss of capacity for the enjoyment of life that he sustained in the past and that he has sustained for the future? $1 million. Number 5, do you find by clear and convincing evidence that punitive damages are warranted against defendant CNN? Yes.
Wow.
You heard General Young, plaintiff's expert, testify, and he kind of made this offhand comment. I thought it was very interesting. He said he was watching the coverage of the wildfires in Los Angeles, which are really heartbreaking. And he said that CNN's coverage was outstanding. And he wasn't wrong. Because when natural disasters break out, CNN is there. And that's hurricanes, that's wildfires, that's earthquakes. When conflicts erupt, like some of the ones we've heard in this case, CNN's there. And providing all of that content, that really important content's expensive.
They're paid.
But it has a really tremendous value because we as Americans need to understand what our fellow Americans are going through if they're in California or if they're on the Gulf Coast and get hit by a hurricane, or if there's an earthquake in Northern California, or if there's a war in Ukraine. All those things are really valuable. So you've made a decision that CNN's liable, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a reasonable path forward. So over the next few hours, I hope it doesn't take that long, you're going to hear about CNN's net worth. And you're going to see that the net worth of the company is actually in a subtle decline. You're also going to hear about the headwinds facing the entire media environment. Media is changing really quickly. You're going to hear some of the details about that. CNN still is a valuable asset because of what it does, because of that important information that it delivers. But there are really big challenges that it faces. And you're going to hear that for that reason, almost any amount of punitive damages, and even your verdict right now, will serve as a real punishment. And I'm not coming here to tell you that what you all have done should be the end. You've decided that punitive damages are warranted, so I'm not going to tell you that some number isn't warranted. But I am going to tell you that your judgment has an effect.
I mean, he's just resting this case for them, though. I mean, hey, they do things that a lot of what they're paid to do it, but they're over there in wars and Gaza and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, their coverage is very much necessary. But when you do stuff like that, like defamation, that's very much a problem. Hey, they better not say nothing about me. I'm looking for somebody to call me a Nazi again. I swear to God, I'm defamation.
Somebody call us Nazi family.
I know.
On the internet.
They better not do it. I promise they better not do it.
It's ridiculous. They never said that to us in person, though.
Like the Russia hoax and all that, man. I mean, it's gonna be this can go on and on and on. This could keep going, guys. That's why I'm like, this could be bad for them. This could actually make them go bankrupt really soon if this continues to happen, and I think it will. Because they've done this to a lot of people. Eli can go after him. It's just those big people that they go after, they don't really need it. But this guy right here, this affected his business and his livelihood. Zachary said this impacted his marriage.
Oh, wow. Testified he rescued at least 22 women from Afghanistan, but the information was never reported by CNN.
There's some jackasses.
So they just control the story to push their narrative. Didn't give a damn about how it would affect those involved. The fact that this man risked his life to rescue people from Afghanistan, and they're reporting on the price that he charged them. Who gives a damn? Everybody was at risk here, and he did a good thing and saved lives, and they decided to shit on him for it.
I like their coverage when they're doing the crazy stuff, but like stuff like this makes you think like, man, they need to actually be over here.
They definitely did the American people a disservice. And they got what they deserved. $5 million they have to pay now.
The true oligarchy.
They did this to a veteran.
It messed up his marriage. It's crazy.
No, that's insane.
Like, he had kids too.
Okay, CNN's network fell from 4.4 billion in 2021 to 2.2 billion
Damn.
in 2022. I wonder what it is now. We're gonna see like in real time, guys, that the media space is gonna change.
It's definitely changing.
Yeah, in front of our
Rapidly.
eyes right now.
Very rapidly.
From cases that continue to happen like this, from calling people Hitler to defamation to everything, guys.
Well, you gotta really think about it. Nobody's watching cable, bro. Like, when our grandparents, when they time is, up, who gonna be watching it? Us?
Nobody. Well, nobody trusts it now. Everybody knows this shit's bullshit, man. Because of social media, and then they're gonna shit on social media, man. These people here are actual threat to our democracy, man. We see it right here, guys. Let us know what y'all think, man. CNN lost this case. I think it's gonna be a whole bunch of more, guys. We're out of here.